This episode is brought to you by Trailer Park Yard Games, where over 28 games are delivered directly to your party. We park the trailer, you party.
And we're going to have classes for singing, dancing, acting for all ages. And it's opening, our first classes actually start on Monday.
So all ages?
Amazing.
Yes.
What is the name of
Let me warm up here. I'm going to...
Yeah, you could go too.
I could go and learn how to...
There's no age limit.
So, let's see, would this work? Hell...
No.
No. Don't. Just
But that's why classes.
Immediately no.
Yeah, I mean, we could work on that. We can.
What is the name of y'all's performing arts studio?
Chapelhouse.
Let's have a chat, talk this and that with PB and Jaisy.
Hey, and welcome to the PB and Jaisy show. I'm Bill Stedham.
I'm Sarah Patchett.
I'm Jaisy George.
And we are joined today by a world-famous actress. Well, maybe I should add in there, soon to be.
Soon to be.
We are going to be able to say...
We caught her before.
That we caught her before. We knew her when... And the picture that we're going to take afterwards with the autograph is going to be worth millions.
Maybe she can get us some podcast fans.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Actually, we got a chance to meet her when she worked here as an assistant on one of our agents' teams.
Were you in high school at the time?
Yeah, I just graduated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, this was 3.5, 4 years ago. It was awesome. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Wow. Hi. I'm Joley Mae Gow. I am an actress and I'm also an entrepreneur. And I'm also social media influencer. I do a lot of stuff on TikTok. And I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're really glad.
So what kind of stuff do you do on TikTok?
I started off doing food in a mug. It's very interesting. It was a total joke. And I did like pizza in a mug, cookies in a mug, how to do it. It just like blew up.
How to cook it in a microwave, or were you just eating it?
Because I've seen
a bowl, just
cupcakes and stuff before where you can microwave them or whatever.
A cake mug, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, and it was just like a joke, and it went viral, and I was like, oh,
that's
so
awesome.
now I just kind of do a lot of different stuff on it.
Yeah. So tonight when I go home, I can cook my pizza in a mug?
Yeah, just watch my TikTok and you'll learn how.
So what is your TikTok if we wanted to find you?
Yes.
It is Joley Gow. JoleyGow.
Awesome. How many followers do you have? Do you know?
64,000.
Wow.
I do. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
To watch you make pizza in a mug?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
She's on other stuff now.
Do you do more like acting focused or
I do.
the trendy kind of things?
Yeah, I do a lot of acting on it. I also do I did a mug one actually like 2 days ago. Cinnamon roll in a mug. So
nice.
I still keep that up. But yeah, I kind of like to vary it now a little bit.
That's awesome. And do you know any TikTok dances?
I am bad at the dances, let me tell you.
For the longest time, I thought that's all TikTok was. Like, you just watch people dance, which it was entertaining, but...
Yeah, I know some.
Yeah.
But I will not post them.
Okay.
Because I'm hard to do. So how did you get started out? Like, did you grow up, like, at a young age? Were you just always a performer?
I would say I started at age 14.
Oh, okay.
I did Annie at Mainstage Classic Theater in Mansfield.
Awesome.
And I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love being on stage. I soaked up every second of it. And I have just been addicted since. And it's just something that I absolutely love to do.
And so you did theater throughout high school and stuff too?
Yes.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Mansfield High School.
Oh, okay. I wonder if my brother... What year did you graduate?
2019.
Okay, my brother may have already gone to Worley. He was the theater teacher there for a few years, Mr. Ervin. But now he's at Worley. So
cool.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Did you just give a shout out to Mr. Ervin?
I did. My bro. My bro's
bro.
of one
Is
of my
that what you
broses.
call him when you see him at Christmas, Mr. Ervin?
Yes, Mr. Ervin.
Oh.
Well, that's what the kids know him by. They wouldn't know Dave.
Well, okay. So I have a question. I follow you on Facebook, and I see what you do on Facebook and have for a long time. But it seems like that you're always performing in different plays and things like this. So how many have you done? Tell us about some of them.
Oh, goodness. I can't even count, honestly, how many I've been in. Since December, I've probably been in like 6 total, something around there. Constantly busy. I've been doing a lot at Plaza Theatre Company, so it's a lot of like back and forth, like show after show after show. And it's like awesome, though. I love it.
What's been your favorite show to do?
Cinderella.
Oh, okay.
I got
Were
to
you
be
Cinderella?
I got to be the stepsister.
Oh, that's all. That's a better role, I feel.
Yeah, but it was cool because it was a different version, so I was the nice stepsister. So I got to be
I thought there was a
kind.
wicked stepsister.
Yeah, so there was one good one and one bad one, and I got to be the good one.
Oh,
So.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you? So like I know Jaisy said, kind of how did you get started, but so how did you get the nerve to do that first one? Because I feel like no one really knows what they're capable of until they put themselves out there. So were you pushed at all to do that, or you just said, "Hey, that looks fun"? Or
A lot of it had to do with influence of my mom because she's a performer as well, not an actress, but she's a singer, and so I look up to her a lot. And growing up, I'd see her on stage singing, and it made me want to try it. So I tried it, and then I just love it.
and then you were addicted.
Yeah.
So your mom's, I guess, does she do theater as well, or just she's?
She does not do theater. She was the worship leader at First Methodist Mansfield for years, and
awesome. Okay.
that's where I grew up. And so I just watched her sing every
a lot
week.
of people there.
Yeah.
I went there when I was little for a little bit. We would, I'd always, whoever I spent the night with on Saturdays, who went to church with on Sunday. So I did a lot of different churches for a long time.
Yeah.
So what about, so you said you and your mom kind of have this shared love of the art. So what kind of project do you guys have going on right now?
We are opening a musical theater studio in our town, Godley. It is a very small town. And we're going to have classes for singing, dancing, acting for all ages. And it's opening, our first classes actually start on Monday.
So all ages?
Amazing.
Yes.
What is the name of
Let me warm up here a minute.
Yeah, you could go too.
I could go and
There's
learn how
no
to.
age limit.
So let's see, would this work? How?
Oh,
No, don't. Just
But you need it. That's why classes.
Immediately no.
Yeah, I mean, we could work on that. We could.
What is the name of y'all's performing arts studio?
Chapelhouse Studios.
Chapelhouse Studios. We will be sure to link it down below.
Do they do talking classes there?
Yeah. Y'all help me to talk.
So what goes
Tongue
into
twisters.
opening your own business? So are you and your mom are doing that together? Like you're learning the process?
Yeah, it's been a completely new process for me because I've never done anything like this. And so we've been a really good team. We've rented a building space that we're going to be using. I paid my first electricity bill last week,
cool.
so that was exciting.
How'd you like that?
It was not that fun, but it's a learning curve.
Like, turn off the lights.
Yeah.
Let's do this one acoustic,
Yeah.
no sound.
Yeah.
Too much power.
But it's been a really good learning experience for me, because I'm so young and I get to do this at such a young age. It's really a blessing to get
So
to
will you be teaching a class or classes?
I will be teaching audition prep and acting. And then Chapelhouse Co., which is an elite musical theater group. It's like an audition-only type of class. So,
So tell us a little bit about what goes into the audition process.
So the way we set it up, since we have kids from all different sorts of areas, we did virtual auditions. So we told them sing a minute-long cut of a song and then put it on YouTube, unlisted, and then email us that link, and then we'll click on it and we'll watch it. And then I made little flyers for each kid that made it and sent them out.
And so do you critique them and help them in that way too, or?
Yeah, so for audition prep, that's what that class is for. We're basically, I assign them a song, and we just spend time working on that song. We learn about how to take proper headshots, how to tailor towards your type. There's so many technical things that go into audition prep that need to be learned. So
What goes into your audition process? Because you're still auditioning and all of that as well, right?
Yes, I'm always auditioning. I would say it's different for film than it is for musical theater. For musical theater, normally you'll take a video of yourself singing, send it in, and then they'll say they want you called back, and then you'll sing for them live and read from the script. For film, usually you audition and then you don't hear back for months, and so it's a whole different experience. But usually for film, you get what's called sides, and it's basically a script not from the film that you're in because they don't want to give anything away. Sometimes it is. It's different every time.
So they'll just give you like a little excerpt that they want you to do.
Have you been in any films or?
I started film a year ago. I have been in one so far since I started. It's called The Senior, and it's about the true story of Mike Flint, and he's a football player at age 50. He went on a college football team. And it's a true story. Yeah, and Michael Chiklis stars in it, and I actually got to play the lead's friend. I did not have lines, but I did get to get all in on the fun stuff and like get my hair and makeup done, costumes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I felt like a movie star. I was like so cool. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, this
That's
is so
a great
fun.
like first film experience.
It was
though, to where
amazing.
You kind of
Yeah.
get to dabble your toe in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you look for those types of opportunities? Is that something you look online for, or are you notified, or what do you have to do?
Yeah, usually for extra work, you can go to Legacy Casting. That's where I get in my casting file. They're both like 2 different sources, and they give you a bunch of extra work opportunities. To audition for a role, a lot of the times you do need an agent, or you can go to Actors Access and set up a profile, and there's a lot of information on Actors Access as well. So
Awesome.
So will you take this further than where you're at? What's
Yes.
your ultimate goal? Are you ultimately, do you want to be on the big screen?
I do. That would be really cool. I'm working hard, pushing, doing whatever I can to get there. It's a long process, but I'm working towards it every day, and
I
I know
love
I
it.
can do it.
Yeah.
I love it. So you set a goal
Yes.
and there's no plan B, right?
I mean, Chapelhouse Studios,
No plan B.
I'll
gonna
always be
get
there,
there.
but yes, no, I'm confident that I will get there.
And so is your dream like going to Hollywood or LA or somewhere and going into that lifestyle? And you see a lot of people that go out and wait tables and do whatever they have to do, or go to New York and do is
Yeah.
that kind of your thought process? Or
I'm very grateful that I'm starting a business with my mom, because that's always something that I can do while I'm currently working towards my acting career. The amazing thing is, because of COVID, everything's virtual.
so you're not having to go to those
Yeah,
places.
like you don't really have to live there in order to, you can just audition from your house and then book it. And then
That's
sometimes
awesome.
callbacks you have to fly over there, but that's not
So
really
you're
a big
able to
deal.
do a lot more auditions than you would have been
Yes.
pre-COVID.
Accessible.
That's cool. I wouldn't have thought about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about everything that you're doing?
Ooh, let's see, owning a business, Chapelhouse Studios. For that, it would be getting to teach what I love to do to kids and having them be able to discover it themselves and see if that's something they want to do.
Right.
And like spark this passion. So many kids just from our summer camps just like had this passion just sparked in them to do theater. And I was like, I got to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that? For acting, it's just something that brings me so much joy. It's really interesting getting to be somebody else.
Yeah.
You never really get to do that. And so that's something that's like honestly very therapeutic, to just get to step into someone else's shoes and be somebody else. For a night, it's really fun. So
Well, there's so much that goes into theater, just knowing some of the things that my brother has taught me, and, learning a character and stepping into that role, and, what's their background, what's their baggage, what's their, what are their hurts.
yeah.
And putting all that into a character and then trying to become that person, like you said, you get to pretend.
Yeah.
You get to pretend to be someone else. Have you ever done any acting, Bill? You've ever been in a play or do
I
anything
have.
at school?
I did when
What'd
I was
you
in
do?
high school.
Oh wow.
Well, that was a long time ago. I don't remember exactly.
Annie, get your gun, or
No, I don't remember the name of the play, but I was in a couple plays, and then in college I did a couple, but nothing like this.
So were you ever nervous?
I'm always a little nervous before I ever speak
Ever
to
speak.
anybody, even something like this, but I get over it pretty quickly.
Do you ever get nervous?
Auditions sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love talking and I love like doing stuff like this. So I'm just excited to do stuff like this. But auditions, sometimes I do get a little nervous.
And is it certain venues that make you nervous? Certain people, certain opportunities?
Honestly, like just in general auditions, I want it to be good and I
Yeah.
want to leave a good
A lot of
first
pressure, I'm
impression.
sure.
Yeah. So like just any audition in general, no matter how big the theater is, I just want it to be good. So
So let's say someone's listening to this, and either themselves or their children, it's something that they would like to pursue. What's the first step, other than going to your studio? What's the first step? What do they do?
that's a good question. If it's something that you know that you want to do, because it is a huge sacrifice and it takes a lot of work, I would say the first step would be to take class. No matter where you take class, I'm still taking class. Class is very, very important. It gives you the foundation you need. And then go from there, start submitting yourself for opportunities, auditioning for community theater, and then get headshots. That's very important. Headshots are very, very important. And then from there, keep working and trying to get an agent or, auditioning for the big stuff. And
Well, and I heard you say earlier, kind of figure out who your overall persona or your character type is. So how would you describe your character type? Like what is your typecast or whatever you call it?
yeah, My type would definitely be, the kind friend, the nerdy friend, the sassy teenage daughter, the awkward girl,
the nice sister.
Yeah, and just like stuff like that.
Okay. Well, you have a very sweet, innocent face, so I can totally see that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So have you already got an agent? You said agent a couple times.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I do. I've been working on getting one also in either LA or Atlanta. That's a whole nother process because I don't live there, so it's a little trickier, but that's my next step.
And so how do you go about finding an agent? Like do they have to, is it an agreement like you all have to agree to work together, or you just hire who you want?
Yeah, usually you have to submit yourself. A lot of it has to do with headshots, which sounds weird, but like if they see your headshots and see different faces, then they know you can act. You submit yourself, submit your material, and then if they're interested, they will email you back. But if they're not interested, typically they will not say anything. So it's pretty difficult. You have to have a lot of stamina. I've submitted to maybe 40 agencies so far, and I just recently submitted, so I'm still waiting on some of them. But yeah, it's a long process.
Yeah. So there's a lot of putting yourself out there for rejection or or whatever.
It's so vulnerable.
Yeah,
and also when you're acting, it's kind of like sometimes you might feel silly or whatever because you're going all in and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice would you give somebody that is getting rejected or is being told no? How do you rebound from that? Because it sounds like you keep getting up and keep sending stuff out. So.
I would first say I know it's hard. A lot of people would say, just get back up and keep trying. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if it's something that you want to do that much, you have every reason to get back up and keep going. Right. Because if you keep pushing through, it's going to happen.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I feel like kind of switching gears. You hear, I know that you've done like a lot of plays and stuff like that. You hear about like the backstage cattiness or people like fighting for roles and stuff like that. Have you felt that at all? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I have dealt with that a lot. People get very competitive in theater. And again, what I said about stamina and really like having grit and just focus on yourself and not the people around you, because theater is so competitive and you want to compare yourself, especially when you're double cast. So there's a lot of instances where you are cast with another person and y'all play on different nights and you compare yourself. You're like, oh, is she better than me? Like, you know what I mean? So it definitely takes a lot of grit and stamina and confidence in yourself to not compare yourself to others.
Right.
Yeah, because you really just need to compare yourself to yourself, right?
Yeah,
in your
exactly.
last performance or whatever.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not about you, it's about the audience. You know? That's what you want. So please.
Now, do you have any inclination or want to write, like to playwright or anything like that too, or?
Yeah, I just wrote my first short film.
Oh, awesome.
Really?
What?
I did. We just wrapped filming last week, I believe, and I just got the rough draft actually yesterday. And it's really good. I'm really excited. It's very short. It's a 3-minute short film. And it's all about self-worth and your identity found in Christ, and it's different and unique and it's beautiful.
So you take that, you get it written, and then you cast, like you have, okay, and then you record?
Yes. So I actually didn't audition the girls that I used in the film because I wanted it based off of spirit, like true, authentic spirit of the kids. So rather than talent. So I went off of kids that I knew had that pure heart.
You kind of wrote it for the kids that you already knew. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I know that you've kind of touched on a little bit just over what we were talking about, and then also just seeing on social media. I know that you're a strong believer, and that I think has kind of helped you in your journey with this, with kind of knowing who you are and all of that. Can you talk a little bit about how that's kind of helped you?
Yeah. I would definitely say there's a lot in acting. It requires a lot of knowing your self-worth and knowing who you are as a person. If you don't know who you are, it's going to be a really hard business.
Or you're going to let somebody else determine it if they're telling you no.
Exactly. And so I have just put all of my worth in Christ, because at the end of the day, I'm not an actress. I am a daughter of God.
Amen.
That's who I am.
love this.
Amen.
Yes. So that has been a learning experience, though. It took me a minute to get there because of all the rejection. It's hard. But, at the end of the day, you're not found by like materialistic things. You're God's child. That's who you are. So
Well, and I think so many people put their worth in things that change, that aren't constant. And God is the only thing that's constant. So people will say, well, I'm worth whatever's in my bank account. The problem with that is that changes, you know? And the other problem is the stuff that you have isn't yours. It doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
You're not even yours. You're his. So I think that's huge because you're taking the power away from those people that are in a position to judge you or to say yes or no, because you're willingly saying, hey, do you like me or not? And when they say no, that can be really hard if your heart's not in the right spot. So awesome. Good for you.
It puts you on another level, I think. I think it's, you know, you're not standing on what everyone else thinks of you. You're firm, whatever happens.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
All right. So what does the future look like for you? I know the studio is opening, you said soon.
Yes.
And then what? What's next?
Whew. I mean, we're going to open the studio. I'm going to be working a lot. And then hopefully auditioning, getting an agent in another region.
Awesome.
Those are my goals right now. I'm trying to take it step by step and not get too far ahead of myself or else I'll kind of freak out because it's a lot. Yeah. But next step is probably, you know, getting Chapelhouse Studios ready and then finding an agent in another region other than here.
So if anybody is seeing Miss Joley and they're like, man, I need her for my acting role or my play, or are you even like commercials are okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Really cool.
We will find a way to connect you guys.
Yes, we will.
DM us. We will also have her contact information.
All
are there any
7
shows
of
that
our
you're
viewers.
are there any shows that you're coming up on or plays that are going to be debuting soon?
Yeah, I actually just got back from rehearsal for Ragtime, a musical. Yeah, that one's super fun. It just started. Rehearsals just started, and it'll open in a month. So
where is that at? Is that at
It's
Plaza?
at Plaza Theatre Company.
So you have a month to get ready to do the production.
I do, yes. So we rehearse about like 4 days a week.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I love rehearsing. I made a family up there, so.
Very
Awesome.
good.
Are you in when you're with a Plaza or a theater company like that?
Yeah.
Are you pretty frequently with the same kind of people, and you know you're all kind of auditioning for the same thing or in the same plays together?
Yeah, typically it's a lot of the same. This cast actually, there's a lot of new girls that I have never met before, and that's super exciting. So I've made I've been trying to go up to them and say hi to them because I remember being the new girl and it's scary. So I've made some new friends, which is really fun.
Where is Plaza at? What city is that in?
Cleburne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My brother did one. He's done a couple at I guess it's the community theater that whatever is downtown.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
Cleburne?
Farbest Theater? Downtown Mansfield?
No, that's Mansfield.
Oh,
I
you're
thought
talking
it
about
was.
Cleburne.
I thought it was Cleburne. I'll have to ask him.
Okay.
But he's done. He did. I can't even remember now what it was. 2 weddings and a funeral.
Sorry,
or
David.
something. Yeah,
She
David.
didn't.
Ew,
Damn.
David.
She didn't pay
Okay.
attention.
Well, let's go to Bill's little
Ew.
section.
Tales from the Lockbox.
It's actually Jaisy. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
So this is mine. So in honor of school just started back up, and so I got this story from a teacher friend, and it's pretty funny. So it was Teacher Appreciation Week, and one kid that really didn't say much but had made so much progress throughout the year. Like he had really gone above and beyond, and she had really helped him with like extracurriculars and helping him just to kind of get his grades up and stuff like that. And he didn't really talk much. So he comes up to her and he says like, oh, I don't really do this often. I know it's Teacher Appreciation Week. I kind of felt awkward. So he was like, I got this for you. And it was like a felt rose. And she was like, this is so sweet. It means so much more coming from someone that doesn't typically do this kind of thing. And so then she notices that one of the petals looks like it's about to fall. So she goes to like fix it, and it just starts to unravel into a pair of panties, lace panties. And she's like, and he's like, oh my God, I had no idea. I saw it at the gas station. I'm sorry, I didn't have much money. I had no idea that it was gonna do that.
That kid got an A+.
Yeah. Someone got an A+.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are pretty
That's
funny.
really funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I looked
Poor
over,
kid.
and while you were telling the story, Tom was going.
Where can I find that?
He was so worried about what was about to happen. But
After
You
some
never
of the
know.
stories, that
You never
Jaisy
know what's
does.
gonna
she's like,
happen.
but what gas station was that?
What? Where can I get those?
All right, you want to level up?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put it's better. I didn't put. Let's start over.
Someone
Jim
said this.
Carrey actually said this. I'm not Jim Carrey.
A wonderful actor.
Yes. It's better to risk starving to death than surrender. If you give up on your dreams, what's left? So just want to encourage everybody to keep dreaming. You know, Joley set some big goals, but that's what gets her up in the morning. Like she said, she's excited. She's got stuff that she wants to accomplish. And so many of us give up. You know, we think we're too old, too young, too whatever. And so just keep dreaming, keep pushing, keep setting goals, and don't give up.
And don't stop at no.
Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Whenever you talk about acting, you have like a glisten in your eye. It's like,
you do.
It's like your first love kind of thing.
Well, and I don't know how good Tom's camera is. I'm sure it's amazing. But Joley's skin is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
So hire her for a skin commercial or something.
Well, they've got your girl.
Yeah.
You know, as we get ready to wrap this up, this is a historical event right now.
Oh.
This is the very last PB and Jaisy podcast.
Don't jinx yourself, Phil.
That we're recording in this building.
Okay, we've said it.
Okay.
We've said
It's
it.
documented.
We are recording in our new building.
I really hope we don't have to play
Next
this
time.
back for him.
Well,
We won't have to play it back for us. It's going to happen.
Okay.
It's going to happen if we have to bring in a generator.
They're gonna know.
You're gonna do it.
They're gonna know.
So it's gonna be fantastic. Well, this has been great. You know, it was great 3.5 years ago watching you when you were here, and it was great watching your dream, and it's been great over the years watching your dream.
Well, and
grow.
can you promise that when you hit it big, that we can all come to like the Academy Awards?
Oh,
or
of
whatever?
course. I would love it. As many
Academy
people.
is acting,
perfect.
right? Okay, I didn't want to be like the Grammys.
No, Academy Awards was right.
Okay.
The red
Well, I know
carpet.
she sings too. We could be at the Grammys.
That's true.
Oh goodness. I mean, maybe.
We
Well,
want to be invited to all the events.
Yes.
For sure.
Please
For
invite
sure.
us.
This has been fantastic. And you know, one of the things that you could do to help us and our 7 or 8 viewers that we have
We have
is
more than that.
We do now because of
we do.
Joley.
We do. But if you would leave us a review anywhere that you find popular podcasts, go ahead and go on there. Leave us a review. Tell us what you think. I want to hear so that we can get better. I also want to hear what we're doing good. With that being said, though, this is the PB and Jaisy podcast, and we are out.
Just had a chat, talk this and that with PB and Jaisy.